So today we're going to run through a brake system I bought, why I chose 2-piston over 4-piston, and maybe why I chose Shimano over all the other brands that are out there. And yeah, we'll go from there, so stay tuned. Dirty Ford! Hold on. Dirty Ford! Okay guys, so I chose Shimano XT Dior 2-piston brakes. Right away, why did I choose 2-piston brakes over 4? In this day and age, more always seems to be better, bigger always seems to be better, whatever. So I chose 2-piston because of where I ride. I don't ride like bike park stuff like downhill enduro. I ride mostly XC track, especially around here, which is where I do like 85 to 90% of my riding. So for me to spend the extra $300 for a set of 4-piston brakes didn't make really much sense to me. Right away, when you're choosing brakes, think, where do I do most of my riding? What does that riding include? You do lots of enduro and downhill, you definitely want 4-piston brakes. And if you live kind of where I am, where it's more XC, there's a little bit of downhill, techie, you know, that kind of stuff. You'll definitely get away with 2-piston brakes. They're not like, 4-piston is not the be all and the end all. You have to be realistic about what your needs are. So really, did I need to upgrade my brakes? Yes, definitely. Right now, currently I have the Shimano MT200s on my bike, and even where I ride, like they're good. They're good. As a starter brake, they're good. But I noticed a ton of brake fade, especially the latter half of this riding season that just ended. And I also looked at an option of just swapping out the levers, putting like XT or SLX levers, or even the Dior 6100 levers on, attached to the B59 brake hose for the hydraulic fluid, still with the Shimano MT200 calipers. I know a lot of people have done that with much success, but the progression of my riding is just getting more and more. I know me, and I know I'm gonna need a better set of brakes on there. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And the Boxing Day sales were insane, and I got these brakes for way less than full retail, that's for sure, way less. So that was another kicker. So just quickly, because I don't want this to turn into a review, this is what the lever looks like. It's technically, it says 2-finger, but this is for me for sure a 1-finger, which is great. That's what I wanted. Yeah, it's super light. It already comes filled with hydraulic fluid. The lines are pre-bled, and it does come separate because most frames nowadays are internally routed. This is the BH90 hose that just comes standard with these brakes. And then the caliper, it does come with finned, Shimano finned metal pads. And it's got an easy access bleed port, a better like through system bleeding experience. Another reason why I chose these brakes is because the ease of bleeding the brake. It's got the banjo port here, and it's an inboard banjo port as opposed to an outboard. Inboard, I like that better because you're not going to catch it, or less likely to catch it on something and rip it off. And it also comes with the bolt-on pad instead of the pin, the cotter pin variety. So yeah, super nice brake. I'm a Shimano guy, okay? You either like them, you don't like them. There's a lot of hearsay out there in the interweb saying that the Shimanos do have wandering bite point, but I guess I'll experience that, or hopefully not experience that, once I get them actually on the bike and have a chance to use them. Nice looking 6-bolt rotor, 180 front, 180 rear. I got two exactly the same. These can take metal pads, so metal or resin. So that's the brake set that I chose. Just for reference, it's the Dior XT M8100. So basically, in a nutshell, you're gonna see all kinds of videos on YouTube, and you're gonna read all kinds of reviews, and you're gonna read all kinds of opinions about brakes and whatnot. The most important things to remember when you're upgrading or thinking of upgrading your brakes is, where do I ride? First of all, where is my progression at? What level of rider am I? The better you get at riding, the faster you're gonna go, the more braking power you're gonna need. Also, if you're riding lots of downhill or enduro track with crazy steep stuff, you might want to look into 4-piston brakes. Just make sure you do your research, do your homework on the different brands. Realistically, think about where you do most of your riding. And also, do you really need it? Do you really need it? That's another one too. We all want upgrades and fancy stuff on our bikes, but do you really need it? As you use your brakes, kind of think about it. Do you notice brake fade? Do you notice, like, you might just need a good brake bleed? If you're one of those people that don't maintain your bike regularly and don't get a bleed, or maybe you get a bleed maybe every second or third season, you should bleed your brakes at least once a season. Usually in the spring, or like right around now actually is the best time to do a brake bleed, or bring it to a bike shop when they're not busy or anything. And a lot of bike shops right now, I've noticed, have maintenance specials on, because they want people to bring their bikes in, because right now business is slow. Another little quick angle, a little quick thought is, when you buy your bike, take a look at what brakes are on it. And if you think that you're gonna, if you're buying a bike and you love mountain biking, you might want to take a look at those brakes and say to the sales guy, wherever you're buying your bike, at a bike shop specifically, hey, what do you suggest for better brakes than what's on here? If they're just 2-piston, you're gonna upgrade, and the brakes are gonna be like a right away kind of upgrade. It might be worth just asking, what's a better set of brakes that you can recommend for this bike, and my style of riding, and how I ride, where I ride. And they usually will give you a deal on a brand new set of brakes. They'll even put them on for you, usually at no or very little cost, because you just bought the bike there. And then before you go and pick up your bike, you already got a brand new set of brakes on there. And sometimes they'll give you your OEM brake set, and then which you can just sell it, and then offset some of the cost, or they offset it for you, and they give you a value for your OEM brakes right away, and they put that against the new set. So it would be worth asking right at the point of sale. So yeah, just some food for thought on brakes. That's my 2 cents. Don't be scared of 2-piston. If you think 4-piston is the way to go no matter what, all this stuff that you read and hear about constantly all the time. It's what I was bombarded with when I was doing my research. My thing is, I had to really sit down and discipline myself. Okay, where do I really ride? And do I really need to spend $600-700 on brakes? The answer for me is definitely not. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for all the feedback on my last video. And yeah, I guess we're back in full swing here, cranking out videos. So yeah, I got some ideas in the tube there for the next couple. So until then, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.